Well, in just the last month, solar manufacturers have lost about half their value. The industry is now looking to the government's rescue plan to help power their sector back. With a closer look at how solar industry is bearing the brunt of this bear market, Clean Sky's Lee Patrick Sullivan has our report.
It was a triple blow to the solar industry in the last 5 weeks. First, there was the 45% drop in oil prices, which reduced demand for renewable energy. Also, growing fears that the United States was headed towards a recession, and Congress dragging its feet when it came to passing renewable tax credits. The World Solar Index, which tracks solar companies worldwide, has more than doubled in the last year, this while stocks of U.S. solar companies have headed south. But there could be sunny days ahead for U.S. solar companies. In the congressional $700 billion rescue package was the solar investment tax credits. These tax breaks have been extended for 8 years, meaning companies who install solar panels can deduct up to 30% of the cost. Retailers such as Walmart and Whole Foods plan on upping their investment in solar. Walmart, the nation's largest retailer, has already hooked up 17 of its stores with panels and plans to add at least 5 more. And the U.S. tax breaks come at a time when Europe is rethinking its own incentives. Germany's, for example, is declining at a rate of 5% a year.
All right, Lee, thanks for that. Also, several solar stocks have posted double-digit gains since Monday, just as the big Solar Power International Trade Show got underway in San Diego. Here's a quick check of where some solar shares stood at the end of the trading yesterday. SunPower Corporation down about 227 at 49.73. SunTech Power Holdings, STP, $25, down about 270. And there's FSLR, that's First Solar. It was down about 86 cents to 143.11. There's Evolution Solar, that's EVSO at $1.23. It rose about 7 cents yesterday. GT Solar, 601 right now, down about 55 cents. LDK Solar down $1.13 to 21.86. Solar has been getting lots of attention lately, although some do wonder, with oil prices down, if the bloom may be off the rose of the renewable energy sector overall. Nick Hodge is the editor of Energy and Capital. He's also co-author of the book, Investing in Renewable Energy, Making Money on what's called green chip stocks. Nick, thanks for coming in.
Hi, Susan. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me.
Green chip stocks, that's cute. Did you coin that?
I did not. Actually, managing editor Jeff Siegel coined that, but
Very
it's
nice.
obviously in reference to the blue chip.
Tell me, we've been talking a lot about solar this morning. Do you think they are, I mean, I guess the renewable tax credit extension is helping out a lot, but certainly the financial crisis is not. What's your outlook, at least for solar?
Right. Well, in the short term, I think we're going to see the price of solar really start to come down. We're seeing demand kind of wane. Although the tax credits passed as part of the bailout last week should serve to stimulate growth in that sector, what we're seeing now is financiers more willing to get their feet wet in the solar pond again and try to start to finance new projects. So that should kick up demand, hopefully, and we can see these domestic solar companies start to increase their output.
In general, do you feel like the renewables remain a good place to invest, even in today's environment?
I do, although you probably should be playing around with money you can't afford to lose. But at this point, with the prices battered down, like we just saw with First Solar and some of the bigger guys like SunPower, I think definitely now is a good time to get in. As long as you're willing to wait it out a little bit, the stocks at these prices are going to provide nice returns.
Right, probably along with with every other sector, right?
I would agree, especially the banking sector, now that the government is involved there.
So as the market imploded and then enjoyed the biggest gain in history, what happened to renewable shares? It went along for the ride, same trend?
Right. Oh, they've been trending downward with the broader market for months now, losing probably 50% of their value. We saw the bailout package sort of stimulate the prices on Monday and Tuesday, although they were kind of more volatile yesterday, and I think they're going to be down again today. So again, I would be buying these dips as we coast along here.
The logic being that the whole clean energy thing, even if it is on the back burner for now, is not going to go away.
Right. Well, I think it's trending downward with the forecast you mentioned earlier with the short-term decrease in the demand for oil, so that's probably having a psychological impact on the traders, although there's not a direct correlation between solar and oil per se.
Right. Now, your website talks really big, and you say that you have 5 renewable energy stocks that absolutely need to be pounced on right now. Can you give us a clue?
Well, that was Jeff Siegel's article from yesterday. I would probably assume he's talking about some of the bigger boys here. Again, First Solar, SunPower. I know I just recommended Canadian Solar, who is expected to have some of the best margins going forward in this mess. So those are probably 3 of the companies he mentioned. Maybe Vestas.
Are there certain sectors of the renewable industry that you like more than others? And you talk a lot about solar, wind, and geothermal.
Sure. Well, right now with this market shakeout, you want to stay away from some of the unproven technologies. We're talking there about things like biogas and maybe wave or tidal generation. But some of the more established sectors, the wind and the solar stocks, I think it's a good time to get back into the market and find the solid companies that are just severely oversold at this point.
You guys concentrate on renewables. What is your view of the fossil fuels?
We believe heavily in the peak oil theory, so we believe that the oil production rates are in decline, maybe not the reserves as much. We obviously think that fossil fuels are an outdated technology, and while we're dependent on them for at least probably 2 or 3 more decades, we should start to decrease our dependence on them.
And how about natural gas as a bridge to the cleaner
Natural gas as a bridge, as proposed by T. Pickens, is obviously a good idea. They're doing that in Southern California now, converting the ports and all the trucks to run on compressed natural gas.
Do you do recommendations in that area?
I do. We've recommended Westport Innovations, who make some of those engines that burn natural gas, and also T. Boone's company, Clean Energy Fuels, who processes some of that gas and sells it in California. We look for that market to expand greatly.
Does the book talk any bit about a carbon-constrained environment? What might benefit that there?
Yes, the book completely covers all aspects of energy and a post-carbon economy. It deals with things like carbon capture and sequestration and how we could move to a low-carbon economy via either a cap-and-trade system or a carbon tax, and the implications each of those scenarios would have.
Right. So once either presidential candidate, and they're both talking about a carbon trading system.
They both favor cap and
once
trade.
they put that move into place, whenever that might be, this will be good for these sectors.
Right, although some lead congressmen and senators now are saying that legislation might actually take a back burner with all the economic turmoil we have right now. Hopefully, though, it doesn't, because actually capping emissions would foster growth in renewable energy. Because
either way, it's just a matter of time.
I think
right?
it's a win-win. That's right. It's coming.
Okay. Nick, we have a Sunday show, Clean Skies Sunday, and here in Washington, D.C. on WJLA. We hope you'll join us for that show for this coming
I hope
Sunday.
I'm able to. I would love to do it.
All right. Thanks for stopping by. Nick Hodge, investing in renewable energy. We will talk to you next time.
Thanks.
Appreciate your stopping by.